friends, it's Kathy Clement with Kathy by Design, and I'm happy you could join me here today. I have another really fun folio design tutorial to share with you. This is for my Kaisercraft 2017-2018 design team audition, and the lovely folks at Kaisercraft sent me this beautiful Lilac Whisper collection to work with, and it's just so beautiful with all the soft lavenders and sagey greens, beautiful shabby chic patterns. I decided I wanted to make a folio with this, so I designed a brand new base, and that's what I'm here to share with you today. At this point, I'll come back later and show you the finished album, but I wanted to show you how to build the base because everyone always wants to know how to do that. So I worked a little while on a prototype, and this is rough, so but this will just show you how the mechanism works. This is 5 1/4 by 7 1/4 inches, and I just use, whenever I'm designing a folio, I always use my least expensive cardstock to work with. That way, if I make mistakes, it's not a huge slam to my pocketbook. So I designed this with a 1-inch spine, and this is kind of how the mechanism works. This top will be tied with a ribbon closure on the side, and then this opens up. There will be a waterfall feature here. Then here is an opening place for a nice statement. This folds down. This will be a tag pocket. And then up here we have this really fun gatefold accordion photo album flap that will be in the middle, and then here I'll have a pocket with more photo mounts. So here's the basic: 1-inch spines here, 1-inch spines here, 1/4-inch spines on the side. This folds into itself, this folds up, this folds over. So now I'm going to show you how to build it. To start with, I used Kaisercraft. I used their 12 by 12 weave in the color Elephant Ears, which is just a gorgeous match with all those lilacs and sagey greens. And to start with, I took 1 sheet of this and I cut it into 2 5 1/4 by 12 strips, as you can see here. And then we're just going to join these strips and we're going to create our base. So we're going to take one of these strips. This is the top. I've labeled it for myself. I've already done a little pre-scoring just because it makes it easier for me to talk and work at the same time. But you're going to lay this on your scoring tool on the long side. Then with your stylus, you're going to score it 7 1/4, then move over 1 inch and score it 8 1/4. And on this little flap on the end, you're going to use a 1/4-inch piece of score tape and just put that there for now. So now that you've done all of your scoring on the top piece, we're going to go ahead and we're going to fold along these crease lines. Use your bone folder to burnish your creases. And this is lovely heavy cardstock. It's perfect for building a base like this. And then go back and fold it the other way. And that way that crease line is firmly set. Now, where we have this little 1/4-inch piece of score tape, we're just going to take this off. And then we're going to take our other piece of 5 1/4 by 12 cardstock, and we're going to line it up right along the edge of that score tape. So now we have this nice long piece that we can fold and make our cover with. So now that you've joined your 2 pieces together, you have the bottom part of your folio on the right-hand side, the top on the left. Go ahead and fold at that 8 1/4 mark. It's just going to make it so much easier for you to do the rest of this. And then fit that fold right into the corner of your scoring tool. And then you're just going to score again at 7 1/4 and 8 1/4 and fold it again, because these long pieces are hard to fit, but if you just fold as you go, it's really not so hard. All right, so then this goes right into the corner, and then we're going to make one final score here at 5. And now you can see, as we fold this, this is going to make our cover. Just like this. So we have a 1-inch spine on the top. We have a 1-inch spine on the bottom. Crease along all those folds. And when you open it, it's going to look like this. Now we're going to add the fun accordion to the center. So just set your front cover aside for a moment and bring in, I like to start with the left-hand side first. And again, you're going to place a 1/4 inch strip of score tape all the way over on the right-hand side of this piece. Then fit it on your scoreboard, and you're going to score this at 2 1/2, 2 3/4. Then you're going to come over 4 inches and go 6 3/4, and come over and go another 4 inches to 10 3/4. And then you're going to have a little 1/4 inch spine here. Go ahead and score along that so it'll be easier to fold. And then we're going to bring our cover in and open it out. Make sure you can see that. Yep. We're going to remove this piece of score tape. And right here at this, there's the 7 1/4, there's the 8 1/4. We're going to line this up right with that 8 1/4 line here. So now we have this lovely fold out. And we're just going to crease along all the folds, as you can see. So you're going to have a 1-inch spine here. Then this one is going to fold back. And this one is going to fold in. And this actually has a little 1/4 inch spine on it. And you'll want to burnish all those folds as you go so that everything creases up nice and neat. I'll just take a moment and do that for you. So there's the left-hand side. And do you see how that just folds right in like that? Now we're going to do the right-hand side. So we'll set this aside. We bring in the right-hand side. This time you're going to put your 1/4 inch piece of score tape all the way over here on the left. And then you're just going to score right there at that 1/4 inch mark. Let me bring this over just a little bit. It's hard to squeeze in there and stay on camera. So there's our 1/4 inch score there. Then you're going to go ahead and score at 1 1/4. You're going to go over 4 inches and score at 5 1/4. Then go over another 4 inches and score at 9 1/4. And then go over 1/4 inch and score at 9 1/2. All right. And I'll have all these directions written down on my blog so that you can follow along. Now bring your base back in. This goes on the left, and we're just going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to peel off our score tape. We're going to line this 1/4 inch spine up with the 8 1/4 fold, just like that. And then we're going to fold in, and we're going to fold in again. That makes our 1-inch spine. And then we're just going to accordion fold it like this, and then score again to make our 1/4 inch spine. And again, you want to burnish all these folds so that they're nice and crisp and the mechanism will work the way it's designed to work. Okay, so that was very simple. And then these just kind of telescope into one another. You've got a 1-inch spine on each side. This is going to come up like this. This is going to come over like this, and you've got this lovely sort of a bookcase album folio that you can work with. And I'm going to finish this off. I'll be back to show you the finished project, so don't go away, and I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so here we are back with the finished product. I'm really excited with the way this pretty box card folio turned out, made with Kaisercraft's Lilac Whisper. As you can see, it looks like a box from the outside. I've decorated all the spines, the back cover. And I designed this with a birthday in mind as a way to give a gift and also as a way to store the photos from the party. I think that's a really fun thing to do. So again, it measures 5 1/4 by 7 1/4. And here on the front cover, I've combined all kinds of gorgeous Kaisercraft. I'll just go over it very quickly. These are roses, paper roses, and I've tapped these with distress paint just to add a little extra dimension. I did distress all the edges of the paper, and then some of it I hit with pumice stone distress ink, and others of it I painted with Concord, Dusty Concord distress paint. So this is one of the beautiful chipboard icons from the collectibles pack, as is this pretty floral border, the clock. This is from the cut apart sentiment page, and I've just double matted this on Kaisercraft woven cardstock. This is a Kaisercraft bird cage, and I did not paint this because I really liked the way the wood kind of popped against these very beautiful pastel colors. I've added Kaisercraft flatback pearls. Here's one of the little wood icons from this fun little Lucky Pick box. The thing I love, I keep these boxes because I can store, once I've used all these embellishments up, I can store others. So this is one of the greatest things that Kaisercraft does. Kaisercraft corrugate that I've painted with various colors of distress paint. I did machine stitch. I don't know if you can see that. I machine stitched around the edges of the designer paper that I then matted onto green, and the box itself is built with Kaisercraft elephant ear, which is just a beautiful soft gray. So there's the cover, a little seam binding ribbon from Really Reasonable Ribbon and a little burlap string. Again, more of these pretty wooden icons that I painted. This is what it looked like, and then I painted it to kind of match the designer paper. So this opens, I'm going to try to get all of this in the frame. This opens out just like a top fold card would do, except it has those 1-inch spines that we built in. And here is the inside of the card that I've decorated with this gorgeous wood grain paper, a sticker from the sticker sheet, and then I created a little pocket by fussy cutting this pretty floral border from the designer paper. And then I created this little teeny tiny gift card with one of the sentiments from the sentiment cut apart page and cardstock. And then these little guys are from the collectibles, which I absolutely love these. If you love to put together a bunch of ephemera and create little vignettes and collage pieces, those collectibles are a must-have. So these just tuck in this little pocket. I love interactive elements in an album like this. So then below that is the actual box, and this is held shut. Remember, we created a gatefold opening, and I decided that rather than use a ribbon closure, I would like to create a belly band, and I did that by using the lavender cardstock from Kaisercraft, some of the designer paper, stickers, border sticker from the sticker sheet, another sentiment from the collectibles, and a little butterfly from collectibles. And this just slides off, and then we have this beautiful gatefold. And I've clustered a little vignette together here with a Kaisercraft wooden clock that I've painted. I backed that with some of the pretty wood grain paper just to make it pop off the page. Here's some more of that lovely corrugate that adds so much texture and height to a piece. And then another little wooden icon, little collectibles that I've just kind of clustered around. And when you're doing a gatefold, you want to make sure that you only glue 1/2 onto the gate, because otherwise you won't be able to open your album. But we'll go ahead and we'll look inside. Here is a sentiment, and then I used this little sentiment here to create a little pocket, and I did this just by gluing the bottom edge down. Look at this precious little postcard. Isn't that so sweet? And I just inked the edges of this with distress paint, and then this slips in this pocket. It's a great journaling spot, or you can write a little note, anything like that. Here's the other gatefold, and of course this opens this way. And a torn piece of corrugate with a matted sentiment piece, Another little sentiment piece down at the bottom. And then here's a great tip. Let me show you. I wanted to add a little bit of decor, so I used stickers from the sticker sheet, and I added this little sentiment, but I only glued the edge. So photos can slip back behind there. This is just a really great way to add decor to a page, but still make it so that you can fit your photos. And these are large panels. You can easily fit a 4x6 photo back behind on these pages. So then this opens out yet again. It's got that really fun accordion design. We'll look at the left-hand side first. And I just mixed and matched. Look at these gorgeous patterns from the paper collection. I mean, wow, just so beautiful. And here's another fun thing you can do with a sentiment panel. I matted this on cardstock, glued just the bottom edge, and then look, you've created a mini pocket. And I've tucked another little teeny tiny postcard in here, and another little icon from the collectibles. Along the top edge, I have a little butterfly border from the sticker sheet. And then on the right-hand page, get this in the frame, I reversed the patterns so that everything would look uniform and really neat and tidy. So in this little pocket that I created with the sentiment, I made just a mini folio. And this is something I love to do with scrap pieces of designer paper and cardstock. It only takes a second and it adds so much to an album. But I had this little 3x12 strip of the white cardstock, I think it's called coconut, and I just layered it up with a little scrap of designer paper, a little piece of sticker, a sentiment from the sentiment page, and a painted wood icon. And then look how fun this is. It opens out. Down this side, I used one of the border sentiment stickers. And this is just a great place. Photo album, photo booth type photos are so popular right now. You could put a bunch of those in here, and then this just tucks in this little pocket. And of course your photo can go behind. And then here I've used this torn piece of corrugate with a matted sentiment. But this also flips over this way, and I've done the back side. So even more room. Another one of these fun little mini folios. See how cute that is? And such a fun place to add journaling or a personal note or an itty bitty photo. So that's that side. And then also, of course, I did the back of this side. So that's that. Then this flap, get up here so you can see. I've added wood icons, Kaisercraft pearls, more collectibles that I've just kind of clustered together. I left this one open on the front so I can tuck a little icon in there as a pocket, a framed sentiment, and then just these are clustered, and this folds down. And here is this wonderful little tag pocket, which is so fun. This was easy to make, and I did do process photos on this so you can see how to make that. That's in my blog post. And I just used, again, little scrap pieces to create these two cute designer tags that just tuck in the pocket. And there's also plenty of room in this pocket that if you wanted to tuck in a gift card or tickets to a movie or individually wrapped chocolate, this is a great place to do that. So those go here. And then that brings us to the very inner panel of our folio. And here I've made a pocket, done a little title, added these wood pieces, a little rose, and in the pocket, this is really special, I created a birthday card. So it's kind of, how fun is that to get a birthday gift that you just keep opening and opening? In the very center, you find the card. So up here I've used the Blossom stencil from Kaisercraft to just add some dimension and texture to the beautiful designer paper, and matted another sentiment, added these Kaisercraft wood icons, one of the collectible chips and a key, and then this has a little pocket on the front as well with another one of these little mini tags created with scraps. So that's that. And then ribbon, a little vintage button from my stash, And then on the inside, it's decorated with papers from the collection. Very simple, but very beautiful. And this is where you can write your message. And of course, once the card has been taken out of the pocket, there's loads of room in that pocket to store photos. So it's very practical. So that is my Kaisercraft Lilac Whisper folio made for my Kaisercraft 2007-2018 Design Team Audition. I'd like to thank Kaisercraft for sending me these beautiful supplies and for giving me the chance to showcase your papers and product in something as fun and as beautiful as this wonderful celebration folio. So thank you all for joining me. I hope I've shared some tips and tricks that you can use in your own crafting adventures. Get out your scissors and your glue and go get your craft on.